You ever see someone so entitled, so absolutely allergic to the word no, that you wonder if they even remember what it feels like to wait their turn? Well, let me tell you about Patricia Hawthorne, Hurricane. Patricia, if you ask anyone within a 3-mile radius of Riverside Gardens, no kidding, the woman could cause a cold front just by walking into a room. I saw it happen, actually felt it one Monday morning at Bright Smiles Dental, which up until that moment had been about as lively as a library during finals week. I was sitting there half asleep in the waiting room, ice pack pressed to my jaw, just trying not to drool on myself after 3 days with an abscessed tooth. Then Patricia storms in like she owns the place, designer yoga pants, pastel jacket, iPhone in one hand, a crumpled appointment card in the other, marching up to the desk like she's about to negotiate a hostage situation. "I need to see Dr. Peaton right now," she barks, and everybody, receptionist, patients, probably even the goldfish in the waiting room, freezes. Ashley, the poor receptionist, tries to be polite. "Ma'am, looks like you canceled your appointment at 11:47 last night through our system. I swear the temperature dropped 10 degrees. Patricia starts shrieking about how her son was playing with her phone and it was all a mistake and how this is medical negligence. You know, the kind of thing only the queen of the HOA would think to accuse a dentist of. I knew Patricia way too well. She's the president of the Riverside Gardens HOA, think Iron Fist, in a cashmere glove. The reason my neighbor had to repaint his shutters 4 times for the right shade of colonial blue, the reason I'd gotten 3 mailbox citations in as many months. She makes herself miserable and calls it protecting property values. Her husband Richard works late every night, and I can't say I blame him. If my spouse spent dinner going on about improper lawn heights and suspicious garden gnomes, I'd pull overtime too. Anyway, Patricia's escalating. "I had the 10:30 slot. I demand you honor it." Ashley explains. "We offered that slot to someone else after you canceled. Mr. Davidson here had an emergency," which is when Patricia whips around and fixes me with a look like she's picking out which antelope to eat for breakfast. "You stole my appointment," she hisses. "I barely manage. I've had an abscess for 3 days, they called me. I took it." But she's not hearing it. An abscess. That's not even a real emergency. My teeth need cleaning. Do you know who I am? Ashley, absolute saint, tells her the next slot's in 4 weeks. Patricia starts hyperventilating. 4 weeks. I have the HOA gala in 2. This is discrimination against HOA officials, typing furiously on her phone, threatening to call her lawyer, threatening to call the governor. Probably. I can't help myself. Patricia being HOA president doesn't get you emergency dental care. And I pay the same fees you do. She glares at me. "Oh, I know who you are, Mr. Davidson, the one with the unapproved garden gnome." I say the gnome that was a gift from my late mother, the one that's been in my yard for 3 days while I file the paperwork. Patricia types away, variance denied. I'll be doing a property inspection at 7 a.m. tomorrow. I can't tell if she's serious or if this is just performance art at this point. Ashley gently asks her to step aside for other patients. Patricia swishes around to the room, everyone else's nose suddenly deep in magazines, and declares, "This isn't over. I'm filing complaints everywhere, and you," she points at me, "just made the biggest mistake of your life." Then she storms out, heels clicking like castanets, door slamming hard enough to rattle the fake ferns. Ashley looks at me and sighs. Some people just can't handle no. I nod. Trust me, I live in her kingdom. 20 minutes later, I'm finally in the chair, jaw half numb, when my phone starts buzzing nonstop. Dr. Peaton pauses. "Need to get that." I glance down 6 messages, all from neighbors. "Emergency meeting tonight. Patricia's on the warpath. What did you do?" I show the phone to Dr. Peaton and he laughs. "That woman needs a hobby that doesn't involve terrorizing her neighbors." By the time I left prescription in hand, I'd racked up 17 missed calls and 43 texts. Patricia had gone DEFCON 1. That evening, I dragged myself to the community center expecting a mob, and I'm not disappointed. The place is jam-packed. Patricia's at the podium, face blotchy, voice dripping with authority, thanking everyone for coming on such short notice. She launches into this wild speech about residents sabotaging each other's access to essential services. I hear Janet, my neighbor, whisper, "What's this about?" Before I can answer, Patricia points right at me. "Mr. Davidson, here deliberately intercepted my dental appointment today, knowing full well my HOA duties require me to maintain a professional appearance." I stand up, mouth still aching. "Patricia, I had a medical emergency. I didn't know you even had an appointment." She waves her hand. "Irrelevant. As HOA president, I should have priority for all local services. It's only logical." The crowd's buzzing now, people murmuring, shifting in their chairs. Frank, an older gentleman in the back, stands up. "That's not how it works, Patricia. You can't demand special treatment because you're on the HOA board." Patricia's eyes narrow. "Should I mention your grass was a quarter-inch too long last week, Frank? I let it slide, but I could still fine you retroactively." You could feel the room shifting. People are tired of this nonsense. And then, twist of the night, Sarah Jacobson stands up, holding a folder. "Actually, Patricia, I've been keeping records. In the last 6 months, you've issued 237 citations, collected over $18,000 in fines, and called 12 emergency meetings. Meanwhile, you've broken the rules 17 times yourself, including that unapproved pergola, and leaving your Christmas lights up till February." Patricia goes from red to purple. "How dare you spy on me? I'm maintaining property values." Sarah just smiles and says, "I move to call a vote of no confidence." 3 people immediately second the motion. Patricia, clutching the podium, starts babbling about her years of sacrifice. But the ballots are already being handed out. 30 minutes later, it's official. Patricia's out 78-12. She tries to storm out, but Tom, the treasurer, stops her. "Before you go, we need to discuss the forensic accounting report we commissioned." Patricia freezes. "What forensic report?" Tom smiles, reading from his phone. $1,600 at the day spa filed as community beautification. $800 at Nordstrom office supplies. "Want me to keep going?" Patricia starts stammering, insisting those are legitimate, the community benefits, when its president looks good. But Tom's already dialing the police. An hour later, 2 officers arrive to question Patricia about embezzlement. By morning, she's officially charged. The local news eats it up. Headline reads, "HOA president's reign of terror ends in arrest." Richard, her husband, files for divorce the next week. Guess he'd had enough of her rants about shrub varieties and mailbox heights. And the wildest part, the whole downfall started because she couldn't handle waiting for a dental cleaning. 3 weeks later, I'm back at Bright Smiles for my follow-up. Ashley greets me with a smile, asks how my jaw's feeling. I ask, "Did Patricia ever get her appointment?" Ashley grins. "She's banned from the practice." Turns out Patricia tried to superglue their door shut and left 47 fake 5-star reviews, all traced to her IP. Dr. Pitone's pressing charges for vandalism and cyber harassment. He comes in chuckling, 30 years as a dentist, never had a patient try to citizens arrest me for dental malpractice and conspiracy to corrupt democracy. She actually called 911 and claimed I was part of a cabal overthrowing the HOA. The dispatcher apparently recognized her voice and hung up. Now, the dental office is a local tourist spot. Folks stop by just to watch the security footage of Patricia ranting and gluing the door shut. Then the DA finishes investigating. Patricia gets hit with charges for embezzlement, fraud, vandalism, and false police reports. The judge, whose small world lives in the next HOA over and had plenty of her own Patricia stories, shows zero mercy. 18 months in minimum security and 42 grand in restitution. The look on Patricia's face when the judge read the sentence, utter disbelief. "But I was just trying to keep the neighborhood nice," she stammered. And you know what? Maybe she actually believed it. Or maybe for the first time she was just hearing no, and nobody was about to change their mind. Now here's the real question. Should folks like Patricia get second chances, or is this the only way to stop an HOA tyrant? Drop a comment. Tell me what you'd have done. Ever face an HOA dictator yourself? I want to hear your story. Maybe next time it'll be your neighborhood legend folks are talking about.